All right, this is going to be a take two on a live that I had to kill because the audio wasn't working. What are you going to do, though? What are you going to do? Everybody's over there waiting for me. Okay, people are coming back. Hello, if you're there and can hear me, please let me know. This is a second take. I think my phone was overheating on the hot day. All right. I'm going to take that as you can hear me. So while people are filing back in, hey, Heather, know that this is a take two, so I left some details out, but the short story is I'm going to share, thank you, Heather, I'm going to share my declaration with all of you today. However, I'm going to start by sharing something I think a little more intimate and also a little more powerful. Hey, Tyrone. Hey, Steve. Welcome back. So I'm going to do a quick recap. So if people are watching this, I killed the other one. I'm going to share my declaration, but I'm going to share something even more important, hopefully valuable. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for letting me know. A declaration is a way of speaking our being into existence. We declare, I am, and it is so, and we move towards that. A lot of times when people are creating the declaration, what they don't realize is it's not, hey, Devin, good morning or afternoon. It's not that they don't have a declaration. It's not like it's a new thing for them, but it's the first conscious declaration that they're creating. We're always creating ourselves. We're always being, and we're always creating, and we're always declaring ourselves. Sometimes in the back of our head, I'm not good enough. Life is hard. I won't make it. I don't have what it takes. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is my declaration, which I've never shared in this group, but I want you to get a glimpse into the thinking that was being produced by this being a couple of years ago before I started creating myself consciously. And life was great. I had a thriving practice. I was making plenty of money. I had a beautiful apartment. I had a beautiful wife. My kids were amazing. Life was fantastic. And what I'm going to share with you is the thinking that was being produced from the being that had a great life. And it might even shock you. When I was in Steve's office about a month ago, he had left me with an assignment to kind of recap and look at all the things that have been created in the past couple of years we've been working together, like, what's been accomplished. And it was an incredible list. And as I was in his office, we're talking about it. He asked me, he said, do you have, hey, Dave, welcome back. Thanks for joining the new stream. He asked me, do you have the original document where you were capturing your thinking when we started working? And I said, yeah. He committed me to sharing that with you guys in the context of the declaration that is my being today and the thinking that was produced from the being that was a couple of years ago. The reason I want to share that with you, and the reason I think it's really important, is it's tempting to look at a declaration as simply an exercise to get out a thesaurus and a bunch of inspiring phrases and concepts and start creating ourselves as that. And that's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. What it doesn't take into account is all the subconscious, unconscious declaring that we do all the time, that we've been doing our whole lives. So if we simply create ourselves, declare ourselves as, I am the world's greatest this or that, but we're not doing something about the unconscious declaring, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it. Well, Steve calls that frosting on dog shit, right? You're just putting one thought on top of another. And that's, to me, what's really different about being work than simple manifesting or affirmations or visualizations. It's not just, I am great and people like me. It's really taking a look at, how am I creating myself unconsciously, making that unconscious creation conscious, and dissolving that before putting something else in its place. So that's a longer conversation, but really what I just want you guys to get the experience of is there's a lot of, let's call it unuseful thinking, in that it drains my energy, drains anybody's energy, that can produce powerful results in the world. You can produce a lot from thinking that costs you a lot, that has a tax in terms of your energy, in terms of your joy in life, in terms of your fulfillment. So without further ado, I'm taking long enough on this. Here are the thoughts that if you were in my brain 2 years ago, you would be watching being produced by the being that I was being. And then I'm going to share my declaration with you. You can see what's on the other side. I am that I need to look good. I am that I am not sure I can actually do what I tell people I can. I am that I'm a fraud. Now notice, I'm not saying and sharing the thought as I had a thought, I need to look good. I'm not going to create with my word, I need to look good. I don't. If I speak that, that would be true. I use the construct, I am that, as a way to distance or insulate the thought from how I create myself. So the way I think about it is it's sort of shorthand for I am so powerful that I had a thought trying to create myself as I need to look good. But to condense it, it's I am that I need to look good. So I am that I need to look good. We could do 2 hours on I am that. Wonderful book, actually. A quick aside. I can't remember his name. Sri Maharaj. Anyway, it's called I Am That. It's a wonderful book. I am that I'm not really committed. I am that I talk a big game. I am that I'm selfish. I am that I can only make enough money to look good. I am that I think I'm better, smarter than everyone. I am that I secretly judge everyone. I am that I think I'm a real man. Hello, John. I am that I use my pain and struggle to prove how strong I am. For those of you just joining, I'm sharing the thinking that this being used to produce a couple of years ago, and I know it used to produce it because I wrote it down 2 years ago. I was watching my thinking and capturing it, and all these things were written down. When I went back to look at it, I was astounded. Thank you, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Thank you, Lee. I was astounded. Who thought these thoughts? Well, I did. I don't think these thoughts anymore, but I used to think these thoughts from who I was being. I am that I use my pain and struggle to prove how strong I am. I am that I work so much harder than everyone else. I am that I pretend to know how everything works. I am that I don't need love. I am that I know what nobody else does, right? Can you feel the superiority and the I'm better than everybody beingness? Hello, Julie. I am that I don't give a shit what my father thinks. I am that my father doesn't know me at all. I am that I pretend to trust God. I am that I pretend to not be afraid of death. I am that I failed at the only job that mattered, raising my sons. I am that I always give up. I am that I create others as weak so I can be strong. These were my thoughts. This was real. Now, I was really good at dealing with these thoughts, processing these thoughts, rationalizing, justifying, compartmentalizing, shifting, these thoughts. But these were the thoughts that the being was producing. So I'm not just going to put happy words on top of those thoughts. It's just more work, right? What I've done in the last 2 years is gone after the being that produces these thoughts and shifted it out to a being that produces different thoughts. And I'll share my declaration in a minute, but I want to kind of put that in there. I am that nobody will ever love me for who I am. They will only love me for what I can do. Hello, Andrea. I am that people are to be tested, not trusted. The being that I was being moved through life knowing people had to be tested, creating people as to be tested. There was nobody that could be trusted. The being was, we need to test them. That's how it created everything. Everything had to be tested. Nothing could be as is. I am that some people are broken. I am that I am not enough as I am. I am that I'm secretly not nice. I am that I have everyone fooled. I am that I'm manipulative. I am that pain must come before pleasure or reward, right? That's for a lot of people. I am that it has to be hard, right? The being knows it has to be hard and creates it as hard. I'm that I'm always hiding something. I'm that I need to be in control. I'm that I'm afraid of looking bad. I'm that I'm never satisfied. I'm that nobody is enough as they are, including me. I'm that I pretend I don't need anyone or anything. I'm that I think I'm special. I am that my worth is determined by what I can endure. Hopefully what you're seeing is, Andrea said it really well. Ew, these are yucky thoughts, yeah? And these thoughts are productive. These thoughts produce wealth, money, relationships, power. These thoughts can produce anything you want, but there's a cost in the producing of them. You don't have to think these thoughts to produce, but make no mistake, the thing about being work that is so powerful is it acknowledges that who we are being creates both our circumstances of life and our experience of it, and they're not connected. I can create wealth from an experience. Hello, Lee. I can create wealth from an experience of life that is stingy, that is scarcity, that is there's not enough, that is I won't make it. I can also produce wealth from a being that has thoughts like, I got this, everything will be okay. This can't be taken away from me. It's not one kind of being produces a better life. Any kind of being can produce any kind of life. That's what's so insidious here. I am that I should have done a better job raising my sons. I am that women are to be accommodated. I am that a man's needs come last. I am that women force men to listen to and do what they want. Right? These are funny to me reading them because I'm like, whose thoughts are these? Well, they were mine, just so you know from who I was being. I am that I'm only lovable, valuable when I'm needed. I am that a woman's love is a light that can be switched on and off. I am that men must initiate intimacy and must be prepared for and okay with rejection. Think about that one. I am that I must deal with this myself. I am that women betray men. I am that nobody understands me. I am that nobody can help me. I am that I'll be judged and blamed for saying what I really feel or need. I am that I'm not allowed to share what I really feel or need. I am that people are sheep. I am that nobody cares like I do. There were more, trust me. Lots and lots of thoughts. Endless noticing and writing of what are the thoughts that this being is producing. So I could see the being that was creating my life. So I could do something about that and produce something differently. Create my being differently such that I produce different thoughts. So, without further ado, it is my great pleasure to share with you my declaration, and it's called the PFC Manifesto. I am that no one is deserving of my judgment and everyone is worthy of my love. Every human is beautiful. Life is effortless and fun. I create miracles with the integrity of my word and teach others to do the same. I acknowledge and accept everyone experiences life as it occurs for them. I have infinite patience, kindness, and compassion. I do the best I can to do the best I can. No one is more deserving than I am, and nobody is more committed than I am. Each moment teaches me to joyfully transform judgment into love so I can experience life fully. I am grateful for God's love, that I may share it with all. I am loved exactly as I am. I teach, I guide, and I inspire with the gift of divine insight, and I serve with access to the creative potential of the entire universe. God shows me what I'm supposed to see. When I'm supposed to see it, I'm committed to noticing and taking action. Wealthy, powerful, and inspiring men seek me out so they can experience peace, freedom, and connection. I create as much money as I want, whenever I want. I am madly, deeply in love with my beautiful, powerful, sexy, brilliant, creative, courageous, kind, adoring, happy, amazing, and magical wife, Luisa Milano. My incredible sons are resourceful and resilient. Most of all, they're happy and know they are loved as they share their gifts with the world. My body is strong, healthy, sexy, clean. I'm in the best shape of my life and pain-free. I do not fear death. I know I will be here as long as God wants me to serve. And my mother named me Townsend Howard Wardlaw. Thank you for hearing that, everybody. Hope that was useful. And I would encourage you, while you are creating your declaration, while you are speaking your declaration into the world already, I'd encourage you to listen for and notice and maybe even write down some of these, thank you, Steve, some of these, we'll call them unuseful thoughts, right? Thoughts that while productive, they might produce results in life, they'll suck the life out of you. Look for those, write them down. Notice the being that is producing that thought. And perhaps that will create some space in your declaration for additional declaration components, whatever you call them, statements, to resolve what's there, right? By way of example, if you have something in your declaration, I'll just use my example, about being a great father, okay? Wonderful. If you don't, and you're a father or a mother, my guess is you have thoughts in your head, I'm not sure I'm getting this right. I don't want to screw it up. I can't ruin this. I'm going to ruin my kids' lives. We all have those thoughts. Well, if I notice those thoughts, hey Tyrone, well, it's kind of what I'm saying, Tyrone, is you got to look at the thinking and work backwards, right? How the being creates itself is how it judges itself, or with judgments. And since we can't look directly at being and hold it, the way we gain access to being, the way we infer the being, is by noticing the thinking it's producing. So when I notice my thoughts, rather than just paper over them or rush to the next one or try and push them aside, when we notice those thoughts that are kind of yucky, that gives us a clue to a bit of our being that's still operating in the background that we could have a conversation with and let it go. I release myself from being, I'm a shitty father. And the new truth is, I'm an amazing father. My incredible sons are powerful, they're resilient, they're resourceful, they're happy, they know they're loved as they share their gifts with the world, right? However it is, but you can use your unuseful thinking both to get a look at the being that's creating it, but also to up-level your declaration such that it's got a chance to work at a minimum against some of the unuseful judgments that are creating a lot of your life. Anyway, wonderful stuff on a Saturday. Not sorry, but glad you weathered through the technical glitches with me. And if anyone has questions, you know where to find me. I'm always active in this group. I don't do anything else on Facebook. Hello, Patricia, and hello, Julie. So yeah, if you got questions, reach out. If there's a way I can be of service, you know where to find me. Have an amazing rest of your day. Enjoy your Saturday. Hello, Rebecca. I love you all. Bye-bye.